Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you once again to come here for the 21st episode of Voice of Silence. The quote for today, and that's a special one, is that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. That quote is by somebody I admire and I look up to and I read a lot, which is Marcus Aurelius. And here's a lady who is a kaleidoscope of colors. So imagine how colorful her soul must be. And so Surbhi, I've known since I was her son's age. So I was 10 when I met her, and that's how long I've known her. Of course, we went on our own separate paths. We did meet and interact in between, and now, of course, we are back again. So that's how long I've known her and yet not known her. And now that I met her, my God, this woman has grown into one of the strongest human beings that I have met in my life. And that obviously comes from incidents in life and how you respond to them. That is why I say that she is a woman who personifies acceptance with utmost grace and dignity, and she's aware of her emotions, which is a very rare quality. And she has plenty of thoughts, which you will see in the course of the interview. So with that, thank you for coming, Surbhi. Thank you so much for coming. Maybe give a round of applause before we start. Sayampi. And to saying that, please go.
Thank you for having me over. I mean, besides the fact that this is something I haven't done much, and but thank you for having me over. It's absolutely beautiful with everybody around. Thank you. Our pleasure.
And my personal pleasure. So Surbhi, there's a reason why I don't talk too much about my speakers beforehand, because it's always best that they speak on their own, because then it's like the hard truth. So please tell us a little bit about your early life. If you want, you can begin on your own before the marriage. If you want, you can begin strong with Dhruv.
If I start speaking about so many incidents, it's going to be a long day. So I'll just tell you that Dhruv and me were dating since we knew each other since 2006, 2007. And we got married in 2011, November 18th. And to get married to him, to be with him, was the most beautiful experience. And not that we were living together all the time, because I was pursuing my master's, he was posted in Jaisalmer, and we had that little thing in between. So somewhere life was always teaching me to be independent, to do my own things my way, and to look for answers myself. Not that he wasn't there like that. But then I did go to Jaisalmer in 2012, in July, and I had a grand fauji welcome with a lot of pranks by the regiment. That's how we are. It's a family. And he had to go out for exercise and all the very next day.
Right after marriage.
Right, the day I arrived, the next day he had to leave. So I wasn't really bummed about it, because I was very excited that this is my first home with him. And it doesn't matter whatever state, and there are some things I wanted to do it up my way. The home. I wanted to do up the home my way. So I started dragging those big boxes and getting them
the trunks.
The trunks. Those really big trunks, and the bhaiya used to come and say, we'll help you and all. I was like, no, it's fine. Like I can manage. And it was a very slow process. So I used to put on my music, and I used to keep doing the places and I would redo them also, not looking that great or something. I'm redoing them also. So I enjoyed myself. I didn't know many people at that point of time, but that didn't really matter to me. Because, as I said, regiment is like home. It's home ground. But I enjoyed the place a lot. Jaisalmer is such a beautiful place. I'm talking about 2012. Those time pe to kuch bhi nahi tha. And the sky was nice and blue and vast. And I would go for these long walks. The sunset is beautiful. The sunrise is beautiful. That is something I enjoyed a lot. I had my own routine.
Yeah, and he told me when we were talking that even though he used to go, like you just also said, that it never used to bother you. And at the same time, when you were alone, it's not like you were looking for friends or company necessarily. You were quite happy with yourself, or surrounding the Venice.
After happy by myself, like, so I would actually tell myself, oh, what do I do today? So it's a quaint market, Jaisalmer market, and I would just get on over there and start going in the gullies, you know. And I was just happy being by myself also, and I never felt, now that I look back with my life with him, and I never really felt that you never there. I never did that. I always told him that it's all right if you're free, we could do this, you know. So not once was it like, आप तो कभी होते ही नहीं. I really feel never. I mean, if there was a way of you coming and telling you that, I don't think I ever did that, because because I understood what it meant to be in the forces. Yes, I saw my father. He was also in the army. My grandfather, my family. But I saw him. And he was such a hard-working man. He was sincere. And he used to tell me, even when we were dating, that, you know, oh, I'm not that very intelligent, so, you know, I need to work very hard. And I used to tell him that you're super intelligent and super sincere. So I saw him, and I knew that he was really putting in his best foot forward. And as a spouse, I could just be there and tell him, all is well here, you go ahead, do your work. Because army is not, or the Air Force or the Navy, I mean, the defense is not a regular, it has its own challenges.
Yeah.
They are taking care of the country, and, you know, you feel as an outsider, as a civil, that what are they really doing? But they don't think about their families. They actually put the countries always first, always and every time. Then come the men that you command, and then comes your own ease and comfort. I used to feel he personified that. I used to feel that, you know, if somebody would understand, I know there are a lot of people from there, Naam Namak Nishad. I thought he lived up to that. And I was very, very proud of him. So what could I do to support him? And that's what he did.
And that came naturally to you. It feels like it was not an effort. It came effortless.
Because I was just happy being myself also. I was very, very comfortable, and I did not feel that, oh, I need something or someone to complete me. I thought that there are so many things to do. There are so many interesting things to do around me. I'm in such a beautiful place. अब पता नहीं अगर आज यहाँ पे कल posting हो जाएगी, so I better
yeah.
And it's a very fauji thing.
That is.
It's a very fauji thing that when we go to a place, we don't buy things thinking, अरे यहाँ पे 1 साल है, 2 साल है, बाद में ले लेंगे. I made sure I bought it the first month itself, and I bought my bed covers and bed sheets. Because I was like, it's beautiful, let me just pick it up. So, yeah.
We would like to know more about Dhruv as a person, even his regiment, if you're okay, if it is something we can share here in public, and whatever else you want to talk about Dhruv. Okay, I will talk.
No, it's all right. As I told you, that he was.
It's okay.
No, it's all right. I'm going to, and let's pause. It's fine.
I'm just going to just quickly take a little segue, and then we come back to it.
No, I'll answer that. I keep telling Rehan, you're exactly like your father. He was fun. He was funny. He was loving. He was extremely sincere. He was an amazing fauji. Because maybe of the way he was groomed. So, goes to my in-laws and the schooling that he did. He was part of RIMC Dehradun. He was a Rimkorgan. Then he went on to NDA, IMA. And he was in the Armored Corps. A tank man. A very passionate tank man. तो वो जो बोलते थे ना कि वो बहुत ओजी है, तो वो he was like that. He would do things very, very sincerely and always put his best forward. And he inspired me, and I still take that with me, and I try and give that जो कर रहे हैं हम, whatever we are doing, let's do it to the best of our ability. That nobody has to ever come back and say, hey, that got left out. So I put it in like that. I'm not trying to be perfect. That's something I don't even want to achieve. But I want to do it to the best of my ability. And that makes me happy. So he was like that. And he was an avid reader. Of course, he used to tell me later on, I don't get time now. But he was a very good reader. He was very intelligent. He knew what was happening around him. You could have a conversation with him on any topic, like any topic. He went backpacking in 2009 to Europe. And so he said, if you marry me right now, I'll take you along also. So then I was like, yeah, there's time for that. I was just out of college. So he went backpacking over there and he met people. He just like, one of those things that you read somewhere that he went and he met people and he chit-chatted. He exactly had those experiences. He was in a lot of ways very non-fauji also. So अपना खाना बनाता था. He was in London for many, many days in a hostel, in a room. He used to cook on his own. He explored the city on foot. He just traveled. And he was really good with that also. So I think that also must be emanating from him. And like you said, that you were okay with being who you were. It almost seems like he was okay with being who he was, very comfortable in his own skin.
Yes.
And then two souls met on a journey together, just being themselves and not being interdependent, not being dependent, being actually quite independent to support each other. Yeah, and to support each other in each other's journey.
Each other's journey.
Like, you don't know what you have come here for or something, but I'll support you.
Yeah.
Whatever it be. Yeah, exactly. So, yes, and also I think he was very pure soul. Like, I've never heard him say anything mean about anybody. He was very pure. Like, it's very easy to believe that. So I've never met him. But it's very easy to believe that the reason is because of him. And Rehan, when you say that he was a pure soul, then you were part of his life. And who you are, I'm not saying you are completely because of him. Not that. What I'm saying is that it must have affected you in a way. The way you speak shows that he was a pure soul. And obviously I've met Rehan now. You can just make up. Like, it's that easy, the feeling. So, yeah, and you're completely endorse what you're saying. I never met him, but I agree. And if you could tell us then about, if we could move forward and talk about when you conceived Rehan. And then, like, how was the experience to become parents? We were both very fond of kids. And I was just telling someone yesterday that even as a bachelor, when he was a lieutenant or a captain, in a party, he would just rush to the kids' corner and, just mingle with them and talk to them at their level and all. He was very good. So we both wanted a child. And things happen for a reason. There are no accidents. So I did conceive Rehan in 2015, March. I remember being in Jaisalmer when we took the test, both of us. And our happiness knew no bounds, and we were like, we made plans. We were thinking of names, and I was telling him, it's you're going to look for a name, But he was like, I'm studying. There's an exam called Staff College. So he's like, you send me names and I'll tell you which one is good and which one is not. So, and I was sending him all the girl names. So he's like, you're sending me the wrong names. You better send me boy. It's a boy. So, and I was like, no, it's a girl. I want, it's a girl. I feel it. I'm the mother. So he's like, no. So, our happiness knew no bounds. We were very, very excited. He was very, very careful. He just wanted to know if I'm eating right, if the baby's weight is fine, if I'm taking my care of my walks. I had to come to Gurgaon after my first trimester because the medical facilities in Jaisalmer were not that great. And there were some extensive tests that had to be carried on. So he came here. He got me to RR, the army hospital, and he had to go back. He had to head back. We're going to move to the part where Surbhi, you have to be comfortable in the next bit, okay? So if you can just take us through to the audience that what happened in September 2015, as much as you want to share for the benefit of the audience, at your pace, at your comfort. And just let us know what happened. The only thing I would like you to definitely include, please, if you can, is that that's one line that will be unique because that hit home. Okay. I was 8 months pregnant at that point of time. I was very active. I was into yoga also, and yoga, reading, good music, and all of those things. It was a normal morning for me. And the day was planned out well. I went to my in-laws' place. I had made a new paneer ki sabji that I wanted them to try out, which did not turn out to be that great, but it was some coriander, some mix that I took them. And then I told them, can I go through Dhruv photographs as a baby? He said, yeah. So I clicked a few And there was no network where he was. He was in a place called Pokhran in the fighting regions, and there was no network there. Exercise was on, and I sent them those photographs, I don't know how, on a Facebook Messenger, which I never use. And I sent them, and immediately I got a reply also. And he sent me a photograph of him on the tank standing in the cupola, with a blue heart, like a heart over there. And he said, "Hey, how did you find these photographs?" So I was like, "See, he was such a cute baby, and I'm sure our baby's gonna be safe and all." So he's like, "Oh, great," and we just disconnected there. That's it. Itna hi baat hua iska. Later in the day just carried on the way it was supposed to be. In the night, at around, I was awake around 12 a.m. Around that time, I got a message from somebody asking me if he's all right. So I was like, "Yeah, he's all right. He's there at the field fighting, and nothing all well." But he said, okay, fine. But it didn't fit well with me. And suddenly something happened. I said, why would he ask that 12 a.m. that why? Where is Dhruv and where is he? I opened Facebook. I don't know why. I opened Facebook, and the first news was posted by somebody that a second generation officer, Napoleon, was not there with us anymore. He was on his tank when a splinter had hit him from behind. I couldn't believe what was there. I thought it was a very bad prank. I thought it was very careless for somebody to write something on the internet like that. I just closed it and I started calling people at the regiment. And no one was picking up my calls. Something was not fitting right. I kept calling people. I kept trying to find out. After some time, my mother-in-law came twice. So the minute I saw her, I knew that what is there? There's something wrong. And I kept telling her that, please don't, please no. It wasn't sinking in as a very small thing to say. It was, I didn't know what was happening. From my parents' place, my in-laws lived nearby. I went there. There were a lot of people from our regiment. And I was trying to ask them, what are you talking about? There must be some mistake. There can be a mistake. These things happen. Maybe he's just hurt. But there wasn't. They were planning where to go ahead with the last rites. They actually thought that Jaisalmer being, he was so passionate about the regiment. With his men, he should be sent off. I couldn't join because I did not get a go-ahead from my doctor, and the journey was slightly low. So I couldn't see him. In all of this, in all of these emotions where I was trying to just gather myself, like, what is it? What is happening? I was trying to filter it out for my baby, for my unborn child. So I would go in the bathroom. There were a lot of people outside. There were lots and lots of people outside every day. I would go in the bathroom and I would have a little talk. You, as a soul, please carry on with your journey. I'll take care of things over here. Right now, I don't know if I have the strength or not. But the fact that you trusted me that I can do it means I can. And if I've written this in my part of my script, so I need to pick myself. I don't know when. I don't know how. But I know I will. Other than that, other than this thought, I was completely and totally blank always. I used to be completely blank. People used to be talking. Things used to keep happening. It didn't register. Days were just passing by. It didn't register. So then came the day when we had organized a memorial service in Delhi for Dhruv. People read about him in the newspaper, and they came from his school time, when he was maybe in third, second grade from Air Force Golden Jubilee. Everybody came, and the auditorium was full. People were sitting everywhere. And I had received a small poem from somebody written by a lady, and I thought that I want to read it out for him. So at home, when my father-in-law said, just read it, and I was like, I was breaking down. And he said, how are you going to read it and all? So I said, I'll do it. I don't know how.
On the stage. On the stage in front of like 300, 350 people.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And this is how many days past the event?
5 days.
4-5 days only.
This was dreadful.
Fully pregnant.
Yeah, I was pregnant. So much so that I wasn't finding clothes to fit in. And I had to borrow my mother's kurta. I went up on the stage. He was everywhere. And I felt I wanted to do it for him. I wanted to do it for him. Like, hey, you carry on. So I read the poem. I read it one line by one line so that I don't break down. And also because it wasn't like... So I read it very slowly. And in the end, I had read that poem, to an officer over there, and I told him, I'll end the poem with a Jai Hind. He said, no. He should end it with Sahasam Vijayate. That's our regimental motto. You should end it with that. And I was like, how will I do that? Like, no, not happening. So I didn't know what was happening. I go on stage, I read that, and I said, I remember, like you, I'll always be a part of 75. What I actually now look back to think is that I'll always be, you'll be part of us, and I'll be a part of you. We've shared lives. And I went on to say Sahasam, and the officers from there said Vijayate. Courage always wins. Triumph. And that is my key. That is what I took from there. What did I take from there? That Dhruv sending me that photograph with the blue heart meant, don't worry, I'll look on. Because these circumstances are not in my hands. It wasn't in his hands. If he was given an option, oh, no way would he have left aside. Yeah. But then these are things that are part of us being human. So what do I do in such circumstances? I take on these little things and I carry it. Where does this tiny person get so much? And when I say tiny, Surbhi, I'm saying it with the deepest love in my heart. You just have to know this. Yes. Where does so much courage come from? How? And abhi theek hai, not theek hai, abhi bhi theek hai, we can, why isn't this going on? Yes. So, that's all right. That's us just being us at human, right?
Try very hard not to.
And that's okay. We all do that.
I saw that. I wish we could share it with the world. This person standing on stage. That's what Forge does. Please make it public. And give so much strength to people. This person should be 8 months pregnant on the stage, addressing 300 people. Well, it was sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody, but this is what this place is about. It's also a tribute to Major Dhruv Yadav. That was there. So this lady standing on that stage, I saw that video when I spoke to her that day. She showed me that video, and hats off, man. You know why, Surbhi? Because I'm just privileged to know somebody like you. It's like मेरे भाग खुल गए. मैं सच बोल रही, मेरे भाग खुल गए. The way she spoke, and you have to see the response that she got. It रोंगटे खड़े होना is like an understatement. The way people, there's a reverberation of 300 people speaking back. I wish she could make it public. And this girl is standing there, stoic. So I know when she says, I don't know who she is in the most beautiful way, because I don't know how you get that strength. कि 5 दिन हुए, baby is there, you're telling your baby, we've got this. How do you say it? And
You told me you used to rock the baby while breastfeeding, and you would want to cry, but you would go to the other room. And like, ye kahan se, where did you get this from? This clarity of thought. This we need to know. I'm sorry for my worst, of course. I've been trying not to do that. I've been doing it for 2 weeks. Ask him. Every time I'm talking about you, I'm just going crazy. Ask him. And of course, I know much more. So yeah, actually, I'm not sorry. It makes me feel closer to you, Rehan and Dhruv. So please continue. What we need to know now is that happened. You are you. After that, what were your lowest points as a woman and also as a parent? If there were any, and if there were, then how did you cope? Lowest points for them, they were when you were like, how will I be doing this? Where will, like, somehow the question like, how much money do I have in my account? That also came to me. What did I do for that? So, people would come in and all their love, they would say, hey, you're a lawyer, you better start litigation. Are you fine, Rehan? Okay. Sorry. So you're a lawyer, how you should get into litigation. Or teaching is the best line for you. Or, so many other options. Everybody is going to see things from their perspective. I asked myself, what is it that I am looking for? September he left. I think by October end, I had got myself enrolled in a B.Ed program. I was a lawyer. I had done my masters. I had done everything. But I thought I needed that. Why? Because I thought that once the child grows up, I'll maybe go to a good boarding school and give him the best education. And be independent also. So I had my thing ready for that. Till then, like, nothing was like certain. Everything was, I would just be numb. It was when I saw Rehan, when he came to me and the doctor took him and pediatrician took him directly, and it was a C-section, so I could see everything. I was like, wow, that amazing baby wasn't me. Like, wow, I haven't seen a child like that. I haven't seen a baby like that. And he gave me a lot of strength and clarity. Like, his just coming was like, hey, I'm here. Till now, you were talking to me now, like, I'm here. So him coming, it gave me a lot of clarity. When I say all of this, it wasn't that I wasn't having a tough time. There were not thoughts or anything. But I was trying to center myself. And how did I center myself? Is something, my meditation. My dhyan. Even at that point of time, I couldn't sit, like, dhyan mein baith rahe ho, but you're like bombarded, thoughts and all. But that's okay, because mind is to think. We just need to calm our mind down. It happens on its own. One thing was that aaj theek nahi hai. It's not important that I get all the answers today itself. Nature gives you answers when you're ready for it. If today I tell Rehan, who's 7 years old, that hey, this is 12th ki science ka book, aap isko padh lo, he won't get it. No matter fantastic example, he won't get it. It is only when he comes to that age and stage would he get it. Similarly, nature knows it, that right now you're not in a state to accept that. Figure it out on your own. So we need to have that patience within us. We need to have that patience that abhi nahi hai. Abhi I am restless. Abhi I am feeling like, where am I going to go? It's okay. It's okay to feel all of that. It'll come to you. Have faith. Doubt, my guru says that doubting anything is like the biggest poison to any, whether you doubt yourself, whether you doubt your meditation, whether you doubt कि मैंने खाना अच्छा बनाया है कि नहीं बनाया है, अरे अच्छा बना है. So doubt is that. Have faith that it will come to you. And that is exactly what you are, well, deliberately, voluntarily, involuntarily making Rehan learn, right? Like, pretty much leading by example. And in our conversation, not just for this, even earlier, the layer of conversations we've had, you always told me that Rehan has been aware, according to his age stage, yes, of everything. Yes, I told him exactly, depending upon as age. But I never hid anything. Yeah. There are Dhruv's photographs everywhere. Whenever he was ready for something is when I introduced it to him. He himself came and asked me, you could tell me exactly how it happened. And he was just 3.5, 4 at that time. That's amazing. And I told him exactly how it happened. And he's asked me everything. I also talk about Dhruv in a manner that she's around. Like when I tell him, Papa did this exactly, like what you doing? Or you remember that, I'll tell you the story. This is what we did and this is how it happened. Papa did this, Papa did that. And we go to the regiment every year. I try, at least the regiment, I try and take him every year. I make him travel a lot. Yeah. Wherever possible. Because that is something that we both loved, Dhruv and me. So I try all of these things to tell him it's all right. And the day you want to cry, the day you want to listen, please go ahead. I do that too. Yeah. I mean, he's here, he can see me. And this is his journey also. But I'm there to help him, support him, give him the right tools for life later. And that's my only endeavor. The biggest thing that's coming out of this is that your parenting does not involve fear. It just does not have fear. It only has love, compassion, hope, confidence, trust in yourself and in him, and trust in the universe that जो होगा वो होके रहेगा और जो नहीं होना वो नहीं होगा. It almost seems like that. Am I reading this correctly? Is that how you, I don't know whether that's how you consciously read it, but I can feel it like that. So I deserve keeping that in mind, like as I told you, the paths that I follow, the meditation that I follow. That tells me that the connection, it's a very simple thing if I have to say heartfulness from the heart, one, and to connect within. So if I talk about confidence, it's coming from within. It's not coming from anywhere outside. Yes, somebody can inspire me, and that happens a lot. You get inspiration from somebody, but till the time you don't feel it from within you, it's not going to make a difference. Till the time so there's something that I learned is internalization and interiorization. We spoke about that. We spoke about it in that Ovana. I know that forgiving is great. Yeah. Or anything like that. I mean, just a random example. Till the time I don't feel it, I don't follow it, it doesn't come to my heart, resonate with me, it's not going to work. I can hear a million things in a day. It needs to resonate and sit and know, and for me to do it in my actions also. Yes. So my meditation has given me that centeredness, my balance. So is it that I don't go off balance? I do. I was, like I met you and I said, I was sitting in the car before coming here and I sent my mother and son upstairs and I said, you guys go, I need to just balance myself. Because I was having like a very dramatic. So I said, just give me some time. I needed to do that. And it's a simple thing that if my cup is not full, how am I going to pour it in his cup or anybody else's cup? How am I going to be balanced or patient if I'm not, like my cup is not full? So it could be anything. It could be me just connecting with it for 5 minutes, close my eyes, have to myself, give a pep talk, juice talk, or anything at all. And whatever works for you. It could be anything for anyone. Yeah. I mean, like I sometimes, like you ask me, like, what is it that you do it for yourself? You're talking as a mother, you're talking as a wife. And I said that everything I'm doing is first for myself. If I am not okay, there is no way he's going to be okay. So even if I'm getting up early and doing my meditation, my yoga, watering my plants, cleaning the house, I find joy in that. It's not a task for me. Yes, I have to do it also, but it's not I try and do it from my heart. So only when I'm okay that he's okay. And he comes to know that he contributed. Yeah. And just for the rest of you to know, I've been to a house. It's just sun. And when I say sun, it'll be sun even right now. It'll be sun at night. And it'll be beautiful at night. But what I'm trying to say, it's very, very positive energy. It's almost like she's picked up these chotu things
and they all mean something. There's love. It's just very beautiful. Like you feel like you want to just continue. I stayed these for 3.5 hours. It was crazy. So that's what I'm trying to say is that I second whatever she's saying, because here's a woman who walks the talk. And those are the only people who actually come here. And so be on that note, what is your voice of silence or whatever message, strong message to the world coming from your experience and even as you as an individual? What would you like to tell the world? That and after that we close.
So there are a lot of things that do come to my mind. When you did ask me what would your voice be of, the number thing was of gratitude. Gratitude in my life, the way my life has turned out to be. Every brick in the wall is important. And every brick, every experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, have made me who I am. And I like myself. And even, not that I've reached where I have to. It's a long journey. It's infinite. I could be whoever. I can keep refining myself. But I like the way I know that I'm walking on this path. So gratitude for my family to be here, for my son, my mother, my chachis here, my sisters here, and even for you to approach me. And that is, I said, thank you for having me over here. So that is number one for me. I feel gratitude for everything in a day. And I tell that to Riyan, oh, thank you, Master. Thank you, to my Guru. Oh, this happened this way. Thank you. And Karan, you asked me, so does that mean that I don't feel like I don't get scared? Like I don't know, sometimes I have all my answers? No, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage, there is fear involved. But you take that step with faith and love. You take the next step. It's something called, I surrender to my Guru. And he's taking care of me. He's taken such amazing care of me all these years.
Yeah.
I have faith in my dhyan, my meditation, and myself. इतना अच्छा सब कुछ दिया है. आगे क्यों नहीं होगा आज? And circumstances, as I was telling you again, circumstances are not in my hands. They're just not. But my attitude is, I have been through the confusion. I have been through the any feeling that you want to say that I didn't know where to go. I didn't know how to do. I was feeling a lot of heartache and everything. There's physical pain in your heart. But I knew I'll be fine. So that and acceptance, because that acceptance, once you start accepting that this is how it is, only then can you move forward. The options are, because again, as my guru says, you design your own destiny with the choices you make. I have path A, path B, this is positive, maybe negative. Now you take in, maybe ye wala mushkil hoga, you will have to feel each feeling.
Thank you for saying that. The feeling bit.
Yeah, you have to feel everything. You what happens is that we tend to what can I quickly do to feel better? But sometimes there isn't anything to immediately feel better. You have to sink in. No, the discomfort will always leads to comfort. Face the uncomfortable and it will lead to comfortable. If there is an uncomfortable conversation you need to have with somebody, have it. Because it is going to lead to a good thing only. It will lead to some comfort. If there is a bad phase going on, write it out. Because it will lead to something. Nature says so. Flowers, rainy, the sun comes, the rainbow comes. Nature says so. So we take on that from there. And one of the things which is I'm very, very passionate about is the forces. And this is something that I wrote also after he left. When they take the oath in the academy, they say that even to the peril of my life, they will do anything, whether it's a bullet, whether it's a shrapnel, whether it's them anywhere, they do it without complaints. They do it even to the peril of their lives. What, I can't even call it a job, what way of life is where I take an oath at the beginning of my career and say I'm going to do anything to the peril of my life. There is nothing, no sentiment greater than that. So us, as citizens of the country, we should be a citizen worth fighting for. That if I tell my students the same, that if you are here today, you better say thank you to somebody who's standing at the border, whether it's -50, whether it's 50, they are there. They are doing their work so that you are safe here. You should have that gratitude. You should definitely have that gratitude for the forces. So, and for me, my husband did that. He gave his life for the country, and he did his everything in a manner that inspires. So, yes, that's my takeaway. Whether it's courage, whether it's you accepting life, your connection within, you want confidence, you want faith, you want love, you want joy in your life, you need to go inwards and find it first. Once it comes inwards and you tap it on, it's going to just spread across. Yeah, that's me.
There's and hold of the power. Indeed. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
It's a wrap from now. Can I hug you, fans? Thank you. And for good rank reach.